We are live, boys. So, hello everyone. I'm Somil, and as you can see, India, they lost the match, and of course, it was another heartbreak that we had to see. Of course, we were not planning to do this video. ये हमारे mind में नहीं था because we thought India will win, of course. So, what went wrong? Let's ask the gang. Ashwin, you can start off with it.
Well, like you said, we weren't. सबको लगा कि अभी हमें तो लगा था कि we'll come have fun here. That India won the
Exactly.
first World Test Championship, and winning it for the first time is always special. It'll go down in the books, and everyone remembers them. But yeah, credits to New Zealand and big congratulations to them as well. Yes, the way they qualified it is debatable, but on this final, then you've got to say that they deserve to win, and yes, they're rightly the first World Test Championship winners. And what went wrong? See, if you lose a match, any match, whether it's T20, ODI, Test, especially on these big occasions, you can blame anyone. You can point finger at a lot of things. But देखो अभी it's no doubt that India was phenomenal in this 2 years which we played. The journey which we have had. अभी देख New Zealand qualified, but then they had little advantages in the way or in the manner in which they qualified. But England, before COVID happened, we were ruling it. There was a large gap between us. We were first, and second का कोई आता पता नहीं था. The gap was big. And we absolutely dominated that. And even after that, what we went on to do in Australia with our basically C team, उसके बाद जो England को we screwed them up. Yes, we lost the first test, but after that there was nothing for England. And going on in the World Test Championship, one of test, well, जो हुआ
it's debatable, it's debatable. Like Virat Kohli also said, you can't judge a team by you can't judge a test team by only one test. You need to have a number of tests to judge the team. So of course India is
also
is still
it's
the
what
best
we have
side.
done over these years. अभी सिर्फ 2 साल का था ये World Test Championship, but it goes beyond the 2 years which we have had. The team we have built, and yes, on the day, on this test match, one test match, maybe if it was a 3-match test series or a 4-match test series, India might have gone to win it. But अभी एक test match हुआ है. I don't find it right that when you play for 2 years and then one off test जो भी finalist wins. So I think there are a lot of changes to be made in this World Test Championship for the coming one, the next year, जो next year होगा. But yeah, New Zealand deserve to win, and like I said, अभी New Zealand जीती है, but I didn't feel that bad.
Exactly, yeah.
New Zealand, we all love Kane Williamson. Like everyone loves Kane Williamson. वही मैंने एक post, एक meme था कि he disappointed or he hurt 1 billion fans, but फिर भी he has 0 haters. So we're all happy for him. We're all happy for New Zealand. Maybe it was because if it's New Zealand, what we have seen in the past, कि जो final World Cup final में they went on to lose. That was very unfortunate, and now they deserved it, and happy for them. But India, so you cannot underestimate what we did.
Exactly. You never know. Yeah, हमारे साथ जो
Ashwin
we
spoke
can
about,
turn it around in another 2-3 months maybe. The T20 World Cup, it might be ours. Never know.
Yeah, see, we spoke about 2 years and all, but then I think India played well on the first day itself. Like the conditions were purely bowler friendly, and the way Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill came out and gave that start, I mean,
exactly,
it was a dream start. So I think we have to give credit to that. And then after that, we lost 3 quick wickets, but then again, Kohli and Rahane showed their class. I mean, what innings that was from Kohli and Rahane. The conditions were since like properly overcast. Batting has legitimately no advantage there. And the New Zealand bowlers, I mean, we don't have to talk about them. They're one of the best right now. So with that kind of bowling attack and that kind of conditions, I mean, to stay there not out is a big deal. And they piled on runs also. So I think you have to give kudos to them. And I don't think India lost, this one session of bad play again. It's been hanging on to India. one session of bad play, and it's happened again. But this time it's the finals, so that's the big disappointment.
It's
But
always been the
yeah,
finals, isn't it?
uh, yeah, we end up with the top four, and then after that it goes downhill. So
it's
yeah, it's
it's happening too regularly now that कि we can like एक session आधा घंटा एक घंटा जो भी है,
Wahi,
but
yeah,
it's
exactly.
repeating a lot of times because it happened in what is that, the Champions Trophy which we lost to Pakistan,
Yeah,
yeah,
and then we lost the World Cup पे जो हुआ है, and now again. So there's something wrong. The big moments India is not capitalizing, and I don't know what's going on because we've got a champion side. This is not a side.
yeah.
Look, we lost the match, but we cannot say that we got outplayed, or we cannot doubt the efforts which our players put. So I don't know what's going wrong there.
yeah. Rishi, what do you have to say?
Bro,
You're on mute, bro.
So when the test match started, right? So I felt that there's an equal chance for both the teams. I mean, yes, New Zealand had played a test series before, so they might have some advantage somewhere. But then India also has an advantage where they have some players who have already experienced England's
In counting.
conditions.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but then when it started raining, all of us were really disappointed that whether the whole match will take place or will it not take place, and the weather also, which was, it is actually ridiculous from the ICC to actually host a, uh, they should actually consider the weather conditions before hosting, like how the FIFA does, like hosting a
yeah,
FIFA World Cup. Like they see 7 to 8 years prior to the actual hosting of the World Cup. So ICC also should do something like that. And if they already know that it's going to rain and still if they're keeping it, then there's no point of us watching the ICC trophies which are actually being conducted. So coming back to the match, so like when day two it was and India was batting, so I had some hopes, but then when those bad lights started coming, they started sending Indian batsmen back and then coming again in.
Yeah.
So I think Indian batsmen didn't get that fair amount of momentum which they had to get. It kept breaking away. Like Rohit Sharma and not Rohit Sharma, Ajinkya Rahane and Virat Kohli were batting on the crease, but then they were being sent out again, brought back again, sent back. So that happened thrice. So early tea was
yeah,
called, and then again two times they were sent back, and then they did not come back. And on day three again the whole this thing got washed out. Day three or day four, if I'm not wrong. So
yeah.
and on that day, even the players didn't even step out of their rooms. If I'm not wrong, they were sitting completely the whole day. They were sitting inside the rooms. So I think that also affected because now people will say that it didn't affect New Zealand also, but then it was the time when it had to affect India, and it did, which if it didn't have, then maybe India would have played a little better, because when they're batting in the first innings, they have to set up a total to challenge the opposition, but which they couldn't because of this. They didn't get that momentum. I mean, I'm not giving excuse from India's point of view. I'm just telling the facts which happened. And then when India actually came to bowl out, they ended up giving so many runs to their tailenders, opposition tailenders, that from at a point we were 166 for 6, and the opposition got all. I mean, the opposition was 166 for 6, and they got all out for 250. So this 80 runs which came, they came only from those number 6 to number 10 batsmen. I mean, which tailenders, which tailenders score so many runs? I mean, at least India doesn't score. If India is
Yeah.
scoring, we wouldn't feel that bad. The Indian tailenders don't score also, and then they end up giving runs to the opposition tailenders. That's where the whole match turned. I feel those 80 runs were the whole
Yeah,
changing
I
runs.
completely agree with that. And
Exactly.
when whenever India came on to bat in the like when New Zealand was batting, they were batting after the first hour of the game was over. So the first hour of the game is basically when the ball swings a lot, and it's like completely favoring the bowlers. So when the first hour of the game is over, so it becomes a little easier for the batsmen. Not easier, but it goes in favor of the batsman a little bit, you can say. Yeah, I mean
And
that's where I feel.
that point was absolutely spot on. Ki it was a very start stop when India were batting, especially.
Exactly.
Bar
Exactly.
we the because of bad light, and then that momentum thing is absolutely right, because
Yeah.
when New Zealand were batting, Williamson, New Zealand got to play or bat more throughout the day. They had better conditions that time. It was sunny out there. But jab India were batting, both the times it was start and stop because we kept losing momentum because of the clouds and all that thing. So
Yeah.
that is one thing for ICC to consider.
And
And
you
yeah,
know what happens actually, see, when they come out to bat, right, these bowlers do not have much difference to make because the conditions remain same. It remains dangerous for the batsman. So whenever the batsmen step out to bat, they have to actually play conservative at the start and then start attacking. So when the game keeps stopping, right, so every time you enter the ground, you have to start from,
yeah, you're
play from the
basically
start.
starting from zero again.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's what happened. That's what hampered India's batting, is what I feel, and that's what hampered India's loss. And on the other hand, New Zealand were actually coming out to bowl every time the game stopped and every time it started. So, and New Zealand didn't have to do much because they have to just come bowl out. Bowling out is
Yeah.
not a big deal. I mean, yes, bowlers have to get their rhythm and gain their rhythm to actually bowl well. But then I think they were already rhythmic from the time they started bowling. So
And
that's where,
also,
Yeah.
look,
And
Abhi, New Zealand did have, first of all, they have got similar conditions to England,
yeah,
and they played in England. Abhi, India, yes, we've got Ishan Sharma, who was probably on his third or fourth England series, but उसका first series 10 साल पहले था, so I don't think you can consider that. And the format we are coming from, we played IPL, and then we had an awkward gap till the World Test Championship. And New Zealand, when they started bowling, they were spot on with their lengths. They knew kidhar
yeah,
bowling karna hai.
exactly.
But for India, it took them around 40 to 50 overs to like properly understand kidhar dalna hai. Because every match, every condition में the full length जो भी है, that keeps altering. अभी इंडिया में you don't pitch a full ball. Like in New Zealand, sorry, in England, you'll have to do that. And for India to do that, it took them 50 to 60 overs in the first inning itself. But even after that, India bowled really well in the first innings. Yes, the tailenders they scored a lot of runs. 80 runs is a lot. Our tailenders don't even score one third of those runs. And like Rishita told,
But
that was correct, because that जो भी 80 runs के वजह से
yeah,
our lead would have been a lot more because of that. हमें तो first of all lead ही नहीं मिला. We would
exactly.
have got
yeah,
lead
exactly.
because of that
But
game.
but the अगर यही सेम इंडिया में मैच खेला जाता, then उसके बाद न्यूजीलैंड, I don't think so they could have survived the spinners, the
Absolutely.
spinning quality we have.
Yeah, I mean,
So it was basically, you can't blame our tail also, क्योंकि वो पहली बारी, not पहली बारी, but they're not used to those conditions. And yeah, exactly. And
Time लगता
what
है
I
यार
feel
settle
is
होने
that
में.
हाँ,
And
time
even
लगता
after that,
obviously.
New Zealand का run rate was only around 1.9. It was less than 2.
yeah,
अरे भाई
That
वो
shows a
आगे
lot about
मतलब
how India bowled. Even though we took
147
that.
पता नहीं कितनी बॉल्स उसने खेली है ना, केन विलियमसन
Williamson.
ने. We don't see Kane Williamson play those many balls,
Exactly.
and
Absolutely.
those
Yeah, but I also think
those
that's where
less
the
runs.
game turned on its head, because on day 5, I guess there was, in the morning, they
yeah,
scored 7 runs of 70 balls or something in the first
Yeah.
session.
Right. Right.
yeah,
The runs were dry, India were bowling superb. But then after that, they came back after lunch, they assessed the situation, and they started attacking. And I don't think India was ready for
Exactly.
that. I think that's where the game changed on its head. And that's where, the
सऊदी की
freedom was
कैच भी
given.
ड्रॉप हुई थी.
Yeah, and yeah. And then in
And
the end, tailwinners came and did what they did. I don't know how that
actually the
But New
happened.
point which,
Zealand actually got to play 1.5 days complete without any interruption. India का नहीं हुआ.
Exactly.
India batted for 2 hours, फिर 2 घंटा बाहर है, फिर 2 hours, फिर 2 घंटा बाहर है.
वो
so
मोमेंटम नहीं मिला, winning
yeah, you
momentum.
made
But
that point, right?
you at the end of the day, we can't blame that. We
Yeah.
did bad. And I think in the second innings, when Rishabh Pant and Ashwin were batting, they could have played another 5 to 10 overs
Yeah,
more.
at least only
And
5 overs, then they've been
yeah,
different.
I think they Rishabh Pant, he was slightly earlier to attack the ball, and he gave away his wicket,
Yeah,
and so did Ashwin.
that's his game. That's correct. But then you can't just swing at every ball, right? You have to
Exactly.
give
Yeah,
the you have to give the
Rishabh
bowlers the
Pant,
credit.
Pant is a
Rishabh Pant,
very
I understand. मतलब
frustrating
वो
player,
आएगा,
क्योंकि हमें पता है what he can do, but then he
Yeah.
doesn't consistently do that. Look,
Yeah.
we know that's Pant's game. I don't want Pant to, जैसे Williamson ने 1 of 30 balls, I don't want Pant to do that. But
Exactly.
what Pant did in the second innings before he got out, he was blindly swinging, swing and a miss, swing and a miss. I don't know how he was playing on his luck that he still survived to score 40 runs. He should have got, he got dropped as well. He got dropped by Saudi. Uske
Even
baad
the-
bhi he kept
even the way he got
swinging
out.
and missing it. And the manner
way
in
he got
which he
out was
got
fire.
out.
And remember, he played a reverse square cut.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can enjoy all that, but then it's England, so you have to adapt to some degree at least. To I mean, it's his game. It's everything is that's how he plays. But then
Rahane got out, and next ball Rishabh Pant tried stepping out and he swung the
Yeah.
bat so hard and he missed it. Next ball.
Exactly.
So that's something.
But
Rishabh Pant
that's
really
his game.
needs
I
to-
don't
That's
want
his
him to
game, but
change his.
Yeah, but
I don't
again,
want him to
at
change
the
his
end of the
game.
day, first of all, you're playing test match, and second of all, you're not playing in India.
Yeah.
or Australia. I mean, Australia. also
Everyone
is
is
some
everyone is struggling. Rishabh Pant himself is struggling. You lost Rahane. You don't have much of a lead, and he tries to do that in the manner. See, अभी कोई दिन नहीं होता है तो you can't do anything. You can't keep swinging. Eventually, you'll get out. So you need to take calculative risk. I don't want Rishabh Pant, like I said, I don't want him to score 10 of 50 balls. I want him maybe go 50 balls and 50 runs. You can do that. But जो है अभी 4 मारना है तो हर बॉल में 4 मारने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है उधर. And his defense was actually pretty strong when he was defending the ball. He was defending it well. लेकिन then suddenly उसको क्या हो जाता है? He's trying stepping out, he's swinging, everything is missing. Especially when he was against Wagner. Wagner had him all over the place.
But
I
think,
mean, Wagner was bowling short, so that was a
Pant
problem.
Pant has actually worked very hard on his technique, I feel. I mean,
he has, but then he's not putting it to good use. No, then what is the good
It's
point?
about temperament.
Yeah.
I think he'll progress with his maturity. Like
he will.
It'll take some time. We cannot say that you go from first to 10th in a span of 1 year, right? Like he'll take his own time. He'll go for. But I think there's one point to make over here is that even Pujara should have actually played with a positive approach. I feel. I mean, I'm slightly disappointed with what he has done over these 2 years as well. I mean, yes, that Australian Gabba breach was also a good one, but then apart from that, I think his average also has dropped. Previously, before World Test Championship started, his average was around 60, but now it is around 30 to 35 or around 40. So
I think.
I mean, yeah.
Pujara, he will play like that. We know that, but I think he needs to rotate the strike more than he does. How he took like 35, 40 balls to score his first run.
See, the
defense
first.
करना है. You need. The problem is he just stands in one place, and that's what I want to know. अभी 2 साल में फिर से World Test Championship is coming. Do you guys think Pujara is the future, or do you think it's time to move some of these players on and maybe bring on some other youngsters?
See, I mean, what is?
No, I don't think so. That's Pujara is you can't judge him by one game, I feel, and I think for the next Test Championship you need to have him. But after that, maybe then because of his age, you can think of the future. And I'll also want to see Shubman Gill to play more often in the Test as well as in the ODIs as well, because I see him as the successor of Virat Kohli.
Absolutely. Even I really like Shubman Gill. Abhi first innings mein the start Rohit and Gill gave was phenomenal. So in that condition and the ball was moving so much, they still kept in. They got a good partnership, good start. And abhi ho jata hai ki look, the way Rohit got out, the way Gill got out, Kohli doesn't play the way he does. He scored like 40 odd runs in like 140, 150 balls. That's not what Virat Kohli does. And that ball from Jamieson, that you can't do anything. Abhi, you're playing so well.
That was
That's
mad, bro. I mean,
you play so well, and then you just need one ball to get off. And
I mean,
Rahane dismissal was soft in the first innings. That was madness. It was disappointing, but वो भी हो जाता है. But then at least in the first innings, most of the wickets they had to earn those wickets. Because I think we batted well in the first innings.
Yeah.
But there was one ball which absolutely beat them. Rohit that catch was Saudi was amazing.
Yeah.
Shubman Gill, that ball from Wagner, it had to be played. So Gill couldn't have missed it or left it alone. So he lost his wicket. And then Kohli was playing really well. Jamieson just puts one in. That was fantastic ball. You can't do anything about that. रहाणे
One in
का
and
गलती
one
से
out.
हो गया है, हाँ, तो हो जाता है ऐसा कभी-कभी.
Yeah, setup was beautiful for Kohli in both innings. His first
But
innings,
the
yeah, it was
problem
beautiful
is it
delivery.
happens, in the finals. It always happens in the
Yeah.
finals.
So
So
that's the always question, right? That these are all big players, but are these players
yeah,
actually
and
big
even
match
Jasprit
players?
Bumrah,
Yeah.
Jasprit
So
Bumrah,
Very,
his
very
performance in
disappointed by Bumrah.
that's what.
Very
2017,
disappointed.
2019, and 2021. So what do you have to say about that? All of you.
I mean, Bumrah, I mean, we all know what he can do, bro. I mean, he had a bad
Yeah.
game, and again, it's in the wrong game. So, I mean, we can't do much about it. I think he'll come back stronger in the England series, that's for sure. He will improve, he'll work on his line length. The problem was he was bowling Australian length and Indian length, like where you bowl in India and Australia to get wickets. But that doesn't really work in England. If you bowl it there, the ball doesn't swing and you don't trouble the batsman.
I don't
So
think
I
so.
He's
He
think,
was
not a
trying to
massive
swing the
swinger
ball.
of the ball.
yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't try also. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And why I was very disappointed with Bumrah, that Shami in the first innings before he started picking wickets, he kept. I don't know how we didn't get wickets earlier. जो भी था, it was just beating their edge, and अपना इंडिया का जैसा था थोड़ा edge लगा out, लेकिन उनका नहीं हो रहा था that. And I was still happy with the way Shami bowled, even though he wasn't picking wickets, because of the length he was bowling, because of the way he was bowling. ऐसा लग रहा था कि हाँ wicket आएगा. लेकिन when Bumrah bowled, I didn't feel it one bit because his line was also all over the place. Ek ball was good, the next ball he didn't follow up. That wasn't like Bumrah, because Bumrah builds a wicket. He does the hard work in the previous balls before he takes a wicket. But in this test match, and look, you can tell that in ODI and T20 he had a bad day. But in test match, you can't have two bad innings. That cost India a lot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Now there are some people telling that again Rohit Sharma should be the captain of T20 for the T20 World Cup. So
Look,
what do you guys
वो होएगा
think about
क्योंकि
that?
when Dhoni was also captain, we had people out in the roads who were burning his posters. We had that under Saurav Ganguly as well. So when Dhoni was the captain, we all wanted Kohli to be the captain. So that's one thing of India, and in the Indian fans, because now you won't see anything against Kane Williamson. We all talk that
No.
look the pain
Yeah.
behind his smile. लेकिन you don't talk that about Kohli, you never spoke that about Dhoni, you don't talk about that. India है तो हाँ, अभी when Dhoni was the captain, we wanted Kohli captain. Now Kohli is doing really well in tests. No, but you don't want Kohli. Keep moving, change the captain. You want Rohit Sharma. Even if Rohit Sharma becomes the captain, एक दो साल में बोलेंगे not enough. Go give it to Shubman Gill. So that'll just keep going on.
Yeah,
Actually,
exactly. I agree to that.
I think India missed two players here in this World Test Championship, and I
Has
think
to
in
be
the final as
Bhuvneshwar
well.
Kumar. One has to
No,
be Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
then I'll say three players. First would be Bhuvneshwar Kumar, at least in this final, okay, and then
Yeah.
Hardik Pandya and
Yeah.
Shardul
Pandya.
Thakur. I feel Shardul Thakur. I feel
Ah.
because Hardik Pandya had got a fifer in the last England series, so his bowling could have helped, his batting also could have helped. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, we already know. I don't have to say much about him. And Shardul Thakur, actually, he's a swing bowler, right? So he knows how to bowl full lengths. Even in India, he bowls full lengths. I mean, yes, he has to bowl little good, short and good lengths in India, but then in India, he bowls the lengths which he has to bowl in England. And in
Yeah.
England, he doesn't get a chance. So that's
I
what
think
these are some.
even
And his
Siraj
batting also, bro.
Bumrah का इतना बुरा मैच था कि we are telling that
Yeah,
even
I
Siraj
thought
would have
Siraj
done a
will
better
done
job
well.
than
I
Bumrah.
think Bumrah. I mean, he was disappointing, but I don't think he was that disappointing, because I felt he was a bit of unlucky. I mean, like how Mohammad Shami was unlucky, even Bumrah was unlucky. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the whole match, but then when Bumrah was bowling in the first innings, there were so many times that those people were missing, or it was going just past their bat, and that ball
Yeah.
was actually not swinging much. But then those people couldn't read Bumrah properly from his hand.
It was the angle he was
Exactly,
trying to
the angle that he was bowling with,
Yeah.
and but still he wasn't getting that edge of the bat. And
Yeah.
Shami was getting that edge of the bat, but it was landing behind the slips. So I don't know what was
हाँ,
that.
वो भी कितने
Yeah,
बार हुआ, it went over the slips.
it hit Tom Latham's
That was
bat,
mad,
and then
bro.
that
Yeah.
landed over Ajinkya Rahane or Rohit Sharma. So I mean, I was actually I stopped watching the match after I saw it 2 or 3 times, that it's just edging and going behind. I
I
mean,
even told you guys during the match कि it's frustrating कि उनका
Yeah.
edge लग रहा ही नहीं है.
just
Like, how
imagine
many
that we
times
are
did we just keep missing the ball?
Yeah, just imagine if we are frustrated so much, how much that bowler would be, or that captain would be frustrated.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
Fair point.
It
Right,
plays on
so-
their mind, right?
What next for India? What do you think? Abhi England ka series is coming. That's one problem. Abhi, when you lose a big game, you immediately want fixtures coming up. Even the players, even the fans, we want to get over this. Lekin abhi for next, abhi kya England series is in August 3rd, 4th. तो उसके लिए और 6-7 हफ्ते हैं. And the Indian that was a fair point by Lester Cook. He told that the Indian team will mentally get fatigued because this is not a normal world we're living in. This is in a COVID era. Abhi team already they have been moving from bubble to bubble, and abhi फालतू में 7 हफ्ते का bubble. You just need to stay there. That's frustrating.
No, but-
That's even before the series
No, I don't
starts.
think
So I don't
there's
think
a
they have a
bubble
bubble right
now.
now. Yeah,
But I
Yeah,
think they have got
they
a
can
20
go
days.
No,
on
no, no, no.
Euros also.
They cannot go out.
But they
They
can.
have got a
They
20.
can.
They have got a
They
20
can.
days.
They can.
Yeah, 20 days
Yeah,
leave they have
20
got.
day
So
break.
Yeah.
they can go out. They can, but they'll go
They
in
can
a
watch
team.
Euros as well.
Yeah, exactly. They'll go in a team and then they'll go rest. I mean, this change is actually required. I feel because they have
Yeah,
been
I don't know. I think now before it used to be that when a team is traveling abroad, jab away tour hota hai, they used to get these what do you call that? Practice
games,
matches or
A
the
games.
warm up matches.
Yeah.
I think that's
Correct,
very
correct.
necessary. I don't know abhi kyun nahi karte because look, suppose England is coming to India. We know that suppose they're playing in Chennai or Ahmedabad, they'll get screwed straight away. But then as cricket fans, not as Indian fans, but as cricket general fans, abhi if England come 2 weeks before us or before they actually come, maybe they should be allowed to play 2 warm-up matches, maybe against India A or maybe against any Ranji team.
See,
Because if
that's
England
where,
is also able to adapt to the situation, that's better. I don't want the test match to get over in 3 days like we saw. Let it go till the final. Test match is fun when it goes till the last. Abhi World Test Championship, maybe it was fun.
Yeah.
And that Australian series also, it went on till the
That
end.
was mad.
England
Yes.
series, to jaldi pata tha India is winning. So I think even
Yeah,
India,
but see-
now we have 5 to 7 weeks. I think there it isn't scheduled now, but we should look to, if it's allowed. I don't know how the COVID era is now, but if it's allowed, I think we should take at least a couple of warm-up matches against anyone.
Actually it is so great of India, even after not playing a practice game also, they have, I mean, official practice game, they just played an intra squad game, but still they took this match till
Absolutely.
5 days.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And even in Australia as well, they did not play any official practice match. Maybe they would have played some intra squad games, but then those 2 matches which in the end which actually proved to be the series winning matches.
Game changer. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can't compare intra-squad game. You keep playing the same players. They'll keep playing Bumrah,
Exactly.
Shami, Sira. Abhi
You
lekin
playing them in the nets.
an unknown
Yeah.
bowler comes in, he might come and get Kohli out. So that's the challenges you need. So वही मेरे को I don't know why they scrapped it, but
Yeah, see, that's
I
where
think the
England
other
are
teams should
smart.
continue.
They go to Sri Lanka before coming to India. They have some A game and then they come to India. So, I mean, that's a smart way to do. We can go play someone else before you go there. I don't know.
Actually, there was a series which was planned against Ireland, but then I think because of this COVID thing, I mean
Yeah.
those 15 days quarantine and 14 days quarantine, those procedures I think actually changed that situation. I mean,
It's
because
hard
India-
right now, correct?
Yeah,
That's-
we have
that's-
only a span of 30 days, I think, between these two World Test Championship final and the England series.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we go to Ireland, we stay there for 14 days or maybe 10 days. You play a game there, again come to England, again go through that 10 days of quarantine. So I think there itself India would have got tired. They wouldn't have got that
Yeah.
break which they required. So I think
Yeah,
they
that's
scrapped
why.
that idea.
वही इसीलिए I think these warm-up or practice matches should be there. Abhi, look, like you said, like Rishi said, that even without any practice, India still almost took it till the end. That's why I'm still confident for this England series. Now this new cycle has started. That I'm confident for England series. I think we will do really well. And making a point before missing Hardik Pandya and मैंने पहले ही बोला था when the squads are out we're gonna miss Bhuvi. Bhuvi, yes. England series में मत खिलाओ यार, लेकिन for one test he is not going to get injured for one test. He might,
Yeah.
but अभी वो हर player का है. Even Shami could have broken his hand or something. So that gamble is there with everyone. So I think we should have taken Bhuvi. I think we missed a trick there, and we definitely missed Hardik Pandya. And Kohli even said that in the post match that the only change they could have made was if they had a fast bowling all round.
Yeah,
But
fast
the problem
bowling.
is Pandya doesn't bowl now. No, he doesn't start. He
That's-
start
that's-
bowling. Then
that's
it's a
exactly-
big
that's-
advantage.
They
the
could have
biggest
taken
problem for
Shardul
India.
Thakur then maybe.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, Yeah, we
He's
could
not
have
an all. I mean, you can't tell him an all-rounder. Like after Pandya, it is Shardul Thakur. It's not
Shardul
Vijay
Thakur,
Shankar. It's not Shivam Dubey. I think they all lost their chances. Like in India, ka wahi hai.
Yeah,
If
I see him.
we have a lot of spinning. You can play
Yeah.
Jadeja. You can play Sundar in limited. You can play Tewatia. You can. There are options, but
Kuldeep
there
Yadav
is
is
no
also there.
replacement for Hardik Pandya. Now he's not bowling, so that's a problem for India. क्योंकि अगर Pandya available होता तो definitely he would have played. And I think he would have done really well. He would have been an extra, like what De Grandom did. He would have done better than De Grandom as well.
De Grandom was
much
swinging
better.
the ball, bro. I'm like, what? इतनी मतलब slow ball में भी वो swing करा रहा था. I don't know how it was swinging for him.
Right.
I don't
So
understand.
let's wrap up the show. we're all disappointed, but ठीक है अभी
More of
हुआ
a rant show. More of a rant show than a review. It's more of a rant of how India played in the and what we felt could have gone better. It's not a review, it's a rant. So
Yeah.
just cope up with it.
Any thoughts
So
on leadership and management?
I wanted to
changes?
make that point.
Yeah,
Kohli, of course, I knew that match ke pehle we knew that if India loses, everyone is going to talk about captaincy. But last day ko chhod ke, I thought Kohli's captaincy in this match was phenomenal, especially in that first innings. His field placement, his bowling changes are spot on. So I was very happy with Kohli's captaincy in this Test match. Like in last day by Hare, so I knew that he's gonna get thrashed.
I was, a little disappointed, as you mentioned, in the last day. When Kane Williamson, when he came on and then he took a review, that time the ball was spinning. So I think Jadeja should have been brought on that time. And दोनों एंड से फिर स्पिन होनी चाहिए थी तब तो फिर तुमने जडेजा को खिलाया क्यों? What was your main purpose?
I
You could have
I
taken
think
a
when-
batsman instead of him. No?
I was क्योंकि at time Shami and Ashwin are bowling really well. So
Yeah,
I wanted them to
you
continue.
never bowled spin from both the ends.
Yeah, but I don't think-
करके देखना चाहिए था.
I don't think. I mean, if I was Kohli, even I wouldn't have done that. I thought Shami and Ashwin. Ashwin is world class now. It showed it. He's not a flat track bully.
Exactly.
In England also he was causing problems, and abhi jo England series is coming, he'll still be there. So that's why in the preview I told that I would go only with Ashwin and play off an extra batsman, because see, Jadeja bowled 7 overs in the first innings, 8 overs in the next inning. Totally he bowled only 15 overs, and Ashwin bowled 25 overs. So I think we missed a trick there, and that's the only complaint I would have. That I can understand, yes, Jadeja, but are you playing Jadeja because he is a better batsman? Then instead of that, you can, if you don't trust Vihari, then there were options. There was KL Rahul.
Yeah.
You could have changed. I don't
KL
mind
Rahul.
playing Rishabh Pant at 7 in England. It's not India where you need to play Pant at 6. You could have gone with an extra batsman there, or you could have gone with an extra bowler. If you're not using Jadeja for his bowling, then just go for a proper batsman. Because batting maybe Jadeja scored 15 and 16. So totally, so I think we missed a trick there, especially after the first day got washed out. I think that's the only thing I was critical about. But other than that, I think India played really well.
Right.
Yeah, India played really well, no doubt about that.
Okay, before going, quick prediction. Do you make any changes in the lineup, since we are playing England? In this particular lineup?
I personally won't make any changes to this lineup for the England series, at least for the first match. It was just one game, and we didn't have any practice, even real game practice before the finals. And then the pressure gets to the team eventually. See, you can be playing for however long you want, but then it's the first time you play such a final, and it's going to be a one-off match. So the pressure eventually gets to you, and it was on and off, as Rishi said. They didn't have the momentum when India were batting, so it eventually, caught up to India.
But that's probably
I think-
going to continue in the England series as well.
Yeah,
And they have a bald spinner as well, so watch
yeah.
out.
Then
Rishabh
Pant
Pant
has
is
to
coming for
open,
you.
bro. Then Pant has to come in when the spinner is bowling. So
Watch
I
out,
mean,
Pant is coming for you.
yeah. But then I think
I wouldn't.
same 11. Same 11.
Yeah, same. Exactly. Rohit and Gill. Gill is our future opener. I've seen enough of Shubman Gill to give him chances. And you've got to get... Is Prithvi Shaw there in the squad? I think he is.
No,
he's there in Sri
He's
Lanka.
in Sri Lanka squad.
Oh, right. So I would go with Rohit and Gill, of course. And then middle order, yes, you've got to back
See, if
Pujara,
you-
you've got to back
Do you
Kohli,
change Jadeja
Sahani.
here? Do you change Jadeja?
I think-
Only option or only change would be I would look to... अभी देखना पड़ेगा तब Jadeja is playing for the balance, but then if Jadeja actually played for the balance, then he needs to play in this England series as well in the first
Yeah.
test to first two tests. If that's the case, Neither I wouldn't. I would play an extra batsman. I
See,
would play
Jadeja
more
should
Rahul.
play. Why I think he should play is because this game was only a 4-day game. The 2 days got washed out. But then the team was picked for a 5-day game. So the bowling is usually more worn out
Yeah.
than they were in this game.
Yeah.
So Jadeja he gets in the quick overs and also gets wickets in them. So I think he should be there. And batting, I don't have to say anything about Jadeja's batting. He has a 50 here in England. So I think that proves enough of his capabilities. So same thing.
50 and a 77 in the
Yeah.
semi-finals.
Yeah.
Of course.
Right.
All right, so wrapping up the show now. Thank you for coming, and make sure you like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon for more sports related content. And thanks for coming. Thanks everyone, and keep watching Grunt Sports. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.